Hey there, beautiful one. This is Faith Hunter, and welcome to our full moon in Cancer astrological reading. Now, this full moon is happening on December 26, 2023. If you are new to the way that I do astrological readings, welcome. I do them a little differently because what I do is provide a few insights and then I drop right into practices, specifically meditation practices, altar suggestions. I typically offer up some crystals as well as affirmations and journal prompts. So, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you always watch these. And let's get into it. This full moon in Cancer, of course, is also emotional. And it's going to give us an opportunity to truly dive deep into our own emotions. But also, we have this opportunity to embrace the very nurturing, loving energy of Cancer. It's also going to give us this chance to really explore a little bit more around our personal wellness, specifically practicing self care during this period, but also as we go inside, as we do some deep reflection, because it is the end of the year, perfect opportunity to do some self reflection. And there's a little Mercury in retrograde, which is always about rewinding and reviewing. So it's the perfect opportunity for us to reflect even on our own spiritual connection to ourselves, our spiritual and emotional connection to others, and always that spiritual connection we have with our divine, right? Whatever divine energy you like to connect to, be it the earth, God, whatever. All right. Now, as you may know, Cancer is a water sign, and you will feel some of that ebb and flow energy, right? Like the water as you move through this particular cycle. But the thing that I'm going to invite you to do is to allow yourself to feel and use that energy to harness your intuition so that you have the knowledge and the wisdom to step into 2024 with a sense of inner knowing as well as emotional balance. Because this time is really dropping into our innermost self, we have this chance to do a little soul searching. We also have this opportunity to cradle ourselves a little bit, to cast a little more compassion and love upon our own hearts, and of course, even practice empathy and deep understanding with others. Let's talk meditation. Now, of course, meditation during this period is going to be very beautiful and loving. So, I am going to encourage you to do any guided meditation under the full moon if you have an opportunity, outside if you have an opportunity, and allow that moonlight to become this loving blanket that warms your heart and nourishes your soul. If you don't have an opportunity to go outside and meditate under the full moon, no worries. Just find a quiet space, sit or lie down, and just imagine the light of the moon holding you like a mother, cradling you, keeping you warm and close to her heart as you dive into these moments of reflection and deep introspection. Alter suggestions, one of my favorites. Now, there are a couple of things we're going to talk about as it relates to altar suggestions. It is Cancer, it's a water sign. So, of course, put water on your altar. Now, I always keep a little water on my altar. My altar's right over there to the side. Water is on it right now. But you can also invite and bring in some water elements. If you don't put water on your altar, add it. Bring in some flowers that remind you of water, or maybe even flowers that have like waves and ripples in them, right? You can kind of see the ebb and flow in the leaves or in the petals of the flowers. Add that to your altar. Bring in other elements like rocks that you may find by the pond or the river, or shells. That's always a nice, beautiful touch. If you actually cover, which I do, I have a cover. So if you have like one of those tiny little, what do you call those things? Aha, a tablecloth. You can add a tablecloth that has maybe some blue turquoisey colors in them. So what you do, clean off your altar, add the new cloth, put in all of your new elements, reset your altar for the full moon, and then drop into that beautiful meditation. Now, another thing that you can add to your altar are crystals. So, my crystal suggestions for this period include a moonstone, which is going to be beautiful for emotional balancing. The other one is a rose quartz, which is all filled with self love and compassion. So, one of those can go on your altar, but also with those crystals, you can bring them into your meditation. As I shared in some of my other videos, you can use the crystals in more than one way. You can use them in your meditation practice. You can place them on your altar. If you are writing some intentions, you can place the crystal on top of those intentions, which will actually sit on top of your altar. So basically, you'll write down your intentions, place the paper there or your journal, and then place the crystal on top. The other two ways that I suggest, and they're actually kind of fun, you can carry your crystal with you during this time, your moonstone or your rose quartz. If you have a tiny little one, place it in your pocket. You can also place it in your bosom if you wear a bra, sports bra. Sometimes I do that because I usually don't. Okay, that's TMI, guys. I'm not going to tell you. I usually don't wear bras, but you can also just place it somewhere else on your body, right? Or if you're going to the gym like I do, or even if I'm doing my yoga practice, I'll actually take that tiny little crystal and just like tuck it somewhere in my sports bra. Sometimes people like to carry them around in your purse during that time period, but I prefer keeping it close to my body, using it in my meditation, placing it on my yoga mat, or of course, placing it on my altar. All right. Now let's move into some wellness practices. Yoga practice. This is the full moon, so it's perfect to do like a moon flow. But because this is a Cancer new moon, I'm definitely going to encourage a much more slow, pausing, paced practice. I'm going to encourage a yin practice or a restorative practice. I'm going to provide more than one option up there so that you can just kind of drop into what feels loving, kind, and compassionate to your physical body, but also these very slow paced practices enable and support deep reflection. Here are a few more wellness practices. Salt bath, perfect for you to just drop into a nice, loving bath. So, I always like to do like a full moon ritual day. So, I'll do my meditation, I'll do my journaling, and then I'll kind of close out the night with a salt bath. The salt bath, of course, should be very nurturing. Find any oils that resonate with you, but specifically oils that are going to be soothing and comforting. Drop those in your water. If you want to get some rose petals, go on and sprinkle those in the water. And just allow yourself to be submerged, but experience this moment of healing when you are in your salt bath. And the other thing I suggest is when you're in the salt bath, maybe you can say these affirmations that I'm going to provide at the end. Now, the final wellness practice, of course, is about releasing and letting go. I'm going to suggest that you write down the things that are no longer supporting and aiding your highest good. This is an opportunity for you to pause and reflect. Now, we are at the end of the year. I mean, it's December. We've spent months and months moving through our lives, moving through the ebbs and flows. So now it is time for us to review. And actually, Mercury is in retrograde right now, which is encouraging us, right, to rewind, look back at the year, reflect on the things that supported, aided, and elevated us, but also look at the things that did not. And if there are items, people, places, things, all of the list of stuff that did not support and aid you in being your most highest, best self in 2023, let's not carry it in 2024. Don't bring it with you. Leave it in the fire, leave it in the water, let it go. So definitely do a fire practice if you want. You can take the things that you no longer need and burn them, and then let it float out on into the water. Let's dive into our affirmations and journal prompts. If you need to grab a pen and paper, go on and do so. Press pause and then come back. And then once you're back, we are going to do a quick little breathing practice, a moment of stillness, and then move into our affirmations, followed by the journal prompts. So if you'd like, feel free to close your eyes, but you're going to take your right hand and close off your right nostril. Now, you're only going to breathe in and out of your left nostril. Know that if closing your eyes feels uncomfortable, you can always just gaze at a point out in front of you. You're simply going to breathe in and out of that left nostril, relax your shoulders. Make sure the spine is long in the process, so feel the crown of your head reaching all the way up towards the heavens. Taking long, expansive, deep breaths in and out of your nose. We're going to do this for just about a minute. And as we're doing this, I want you to think about, maybe already start to reflect on the things that did not support and aid you in 2023. So let those move through your mind. And then go on and release your right hand. Take a deep breath through both nostrils. Exhale out of the mouth. Seal your lips and just allow your breath to flow naturally in and out of your nose. Know with these affirmations, you can repeat them silently to yourself, or if you like, just say them out loud. Let's begin. I embrace my emotions as a source of strength and wisdom. I embrace my emotions as a source of strength and wisdom. I nurture myself and others with love and compassion. I nurture myself and others with love and compassion. I release what no longer serves my emotional well-being. I release what no longer serves my emotional well-being. I am in tune with my spiritual health. I am in tune with my spiritual health. And then this last one, I want you to place your palms over the center of your chest. Take a few deep breaths in and out of your nose. I find peace and comfort in my heart. I find peace and comfort in my heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. All right. If you need to move your body around, go on and do so. We're going to dive into these journal prompts. And so I'm just going to make sure I'm taking a quick look here, give you guys some great ones. Here we go. The first journal prompt: how can you nurture yourself a little more during this full moon? Now, know with these journal prompts, you can always pause, write down your response, and then press play for the next prompt. What emotions are surfacing to the top? What emotions are surfacing to the top? What does home mean to you? Physical, emotional, and spiritual. And when I say home, the home inside. What does home mean and feel to you, emotionally, spiritually, and physically? All right, beautiful people. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, empty out. Let it all go. And I want to thank you for joining me on this full moon in Cancer journey. I just want to remind you to take time to pause, know that your emotions may move and flow in some interesting ways, but give yourself some grace. Practice compassion and always practice radical self-love. Thank you so much again. I'm Faith Hunter, and I will see you soon. Ciao.